Hi everyone, this is Deborah. Welcome to my channel. Last night it was 29 degrees. I was freezing to death. Today it's 71. That is the weather in Virginia. Welcome to my channel, like I said, and hopefully you'll subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100,000 because Google gives you a little plaque. I would love to have that little plaque. It doesn't cost you nothing. I don't make anybody pay to listen to me. But today we're going to talk about mortgages and what happens to your home when you pass away. The loan doesn't go away. Your heirs have to continue making the payments. When my ex-spouse's aunt died, we still had to pay her car payment or they would have repoed it, even though he was the executor of the estate. But I did all the work because he was too busy with his company. So I read the books. I did all the paperwork. Actually, the people in the records department at the courthouse said that I had the most thorough records they had ever seen. I did a really good job. Because we had so much assets, or she did, we had to get a certified appraisal on the property. And thank goodness it was under a certain amount, so we didn't have to pay those inheritance taxes or whatever they are. But without a will, your home will go through probate. That's that whole year. Well, thank goodness my ex was on the will, and so I don't think we had to do that. But the executor has the right to buy whatever they need to maintain the property, because I remember her refrigerator was from the 50s and I had to buy another one. Of course, Sears is calling me saying, how can a person who's deceased buy a refrigerator? Well, the executor has every right. You get a checkbook where it says executor at the bottom, whatever. Of course, we didn't do anything wrong. So if you put your property in a trust, allows your home to transfer directly to the heirs without court involvement, making it faster and easier. But here's the clincher. You can go right now to the courthouse, Google this, payment upon death. I have my bank account with my bank, I already did this, where payment upon death, my granddaughter gets access to that account, because when I get the YouTube, Google, AdSense payments, she could still, because they'll be there forever, she could still tap into that, if you know what I mean. But you can also go to the courthouse, and there's I think it's transfer upon death, I believe it's what it's called. But do your own research. Don't go by me. And I can do that next week if I want to. It's going to cost a little bit. That way she doesn't have to go through that whole year. Because this is the thing. During that whole year, if you don't do something like this, put it in a trust or go now and do a transfer upon death form. Actually, there's a form that you get right off the internet. Make sure it's attributable to the state that you live in. They still have to pay, the electric, so the pipes don't freeze and all that stuff. But so there you go. So it's very important. Yeah. So yeah, we had to go through a lot, but it was worth it. And so I hope this helps any of you all. There's always tricks. There's always shortcuts. Find out what the shortcuts are. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.